Yeah, I mean, there's obviously a real vote of confidence, both from you, but also from the club in you to sign a new deal.
Yeah, there is, and I think I'm thankful for the club for that. They've always shown belief in me, and I think now it's on me really to go and repay them. And I'm in a good place now, and I feel like I can do that. And I feel the more games I'm getting, the fitter I am getting, and then I can obviously score some goals and become myself again.
And you've mentioned that a couple of times, to become yourself again. You obviously had a great time in Drogheda, a very good time at Warsaw. Probably when you came back, second half of last season, you hit the ground running. I get a sense from you that maybe this season hasn't gone quite as you'd have liked.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit on me as well. I think obviously I come back last season, played a lot of football before I come back to Lincoln, barely any time off, and it was one of those where I think my body caught up to me a little bit. I picked up a few injuries, and then to be fair, I kicked on near the end of the season, had a good little run of form. But yeah, I think that's the most frustrating bit is this start of this season. I wish I could have obviously contributed more. And yeah, it's just about, I just want to play football and get games, and I feel when I get games I can do my best. And I feel like recently, especially after the Bolton game, I feel like I'm at that best now, and I can feel like I'm slowly getting there, and I feel like I can be a right handful again.
When you're going through those difficult times, how hard is it? Because these days there's social media, everyone in life has some sort of an opinion, and I guess however hard you try, some of that seeps through as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's probably the toughest part of my career so far this last 6 months. But it's one of them, I feel stronger for it. I feel like it's made me mentally stronger. I think the worst bit about it is not playing football as much, and that's what I want to do. And to be my best, I like to play football, and it's one of them. That's the most frustrating bit, because you're trying to play. You want to play football because you know you can do good things when I'm playing out there. So yeah, I think that's frustrating. But obviously, all the outside noise is the outside noise. It's one of them. I only really really speak to people that I trust around, and then hear their opinions, and that's who I really care about. So you just got to do it like that. You can't be listening to all the outside noise.
Yeah, I mean, you have to almost cut it away, don't you? You probably know, away from the coaching staff, the 4 or 5 people I mentioned, like your agent and other people whose opinion really matters to you.
Yeah, definitely. And I speak to my family, my agent, all that, my friends a lot, and all the lads here. So they've been good with me, and it's one of them. They've kept me going when there's obviously times have been tough. But as I said, it's made me stronger mentally, and it's just a bit of that drive where you're like, I know what I can do. I'm gonna go and prove it. I'm gonna go on the pitch. I still believe that Lincoln haven't seen the best of me, nowhere near the best of me, and I think that's the bit that it's been frustrating, because it's one of them. I want that to be released, but I feel like now it is that time where I feel like I'm confident. I feel I'm getting fitter. And yeah, I feel like I'm becoming more of a handful in games and having more of an effect on them.
Do you feel you're one of those players that needs to play to get the real fitness that you need?
Yeah, I do. I'm one of those. I'm a big lad, so I'm not probably lucky enough to be naturally fit. It's one of them. Obviously, stuff's down, what you eat and stuff's down to me. But yeah, I feel like a run of games is everywhere I've been. I think it's the second half after 10 games. That's where I score the most amount of goals. Is where I'm one of them that I'm going to try and do my best the whole game. And after 70, it might look like I'm dying, but I always get that second wind. I think that's been wherever I've been. I'm like that, and I think that's part of my game. And yeah, it just makes me hard to play against, because I'm always trying to be 100 miles an hour all the time and be horrible. So yeah.
When you've seen James Collins coming in, the club have talked in part about one of the reasons to bring him in is to help people like yourself and Jovan. When you're watching him in training, working with him in training, playing with him, can you see aspects of his game that will help you in the future?
Yeah, definitely. He's had a really good career, and it's one of them where you watch him outside, the little details he has, the finishing, little movements, and just how he talks around the place, and the leader he is. So it's one of them, you can easily learn off him. Just even after the first session, you could tell I'm going to learn off him. So yeah, it's good to have people like him in the building, especially for the young lads, where you can speak to him, and obviously he's had a really good career, so you can just get notes from him, and yeah, it's really good.
Cambridge United coming up at the weekend, the team down the wrong end of the table. You know that us in the media and also people like fans watching will expect a win for Lincoln City, but you'll know it's never that simple.
Yeah, every team in this league's a good team, and it's going to be tough, but we feel confident, and we we will do our best to try and get the win, and we're a confident group, and we know what we can do, we know what we need to do to win the game, and hopefully we do that.
And just finally, you always get the chant when you score of one of our own, or often sometimes during the match. I sort of sense to me that actually means something to you, because obviously you had a path not immediately in Lincoln City, but obviously eventually been here for quite a while now. It clearly means something, bringing you back to the contract as well. Yeah,
definitely. Obviously, it's unreal when you hear that, your name getting sung, and I've been here for nearly 5 years now, and it's one of them. My whole career pretty much kicked on when I came to Lincoln. They trusted me again, and they've shown more belief with the new contract. But they put me as a striker. They sent me out on loan when I needed to, the right times. They've been there to support me in the tough times as well. So to be fair, it's one of them. When I hear that song, it's like everything's worth it when you're doing it, you're playing, you're scoring, and all that. So yeah, I love when the fans do that.